Hey guys, Matt Francisini here, and today I thought we'd learn another 8 essential guitar chords for jazz guitar. It's going to be the same kind of chords, so major 7, minor 7, dominant 7, and half diminished, or minor 7 flat 5, that we worked on in the previous videos, but instead of doing the drop 3 voicings, which are the ones that we were doing down here, we're going to be learning a voicing type called a drop 2 voicing, and we're going to be learning these particularly on the top 4 strings of the guitar. This is probably the next step, I would say, in developing a comprehensive jazz chord vocabulary. These ones are really common. They're great for using in your solos. They were used very famously by Wes Montgomery for a lot of his solos. That's obviously a generalization. Wes did a whole lot more than just play drop 2 chords on the top 4 strings. But this is just something to help guide you along on your jazz guitar journey. So without further ado, we're going to take the same step of running them all the way up a major scale and then all the way back down. And the key that I'd recommend to start with this one would be E flat, for root position chords. There'll be chord diagrams right up here for you to help you along, and I'll have downloadable sheets of these chords for you so you can keep them to practice and you don't just have to listen to me. But we'll start out down here at E flat major 7. Then we're going to go to F minor 7. Then G minor 7. A flat major 7. Then we're going to find our way to B flat dominant 7. C minor 7. Then we're going to go D half diminished. All the way back up to E flat. And then back down. Then if you really want, you can go 7-1 at the end, makes it nice and tonicized. So that's the first step to getting these shapes under your fingers, is just running them up and down a scale so you get comfortable switching between a couple of them. Then the next thing you could do is move to a different key. So let's say we did this in G. I'd be starting up here, root position at my 5th fret, rather than all the way down on my 1st fret. And I'll show you just how you can go all the way up and then stop once you get crazy high, and then you just kind of backtrack and make up for the ones that you didn't throw up here, you play them down here. So to show you what I mean, we'd start down here, G major 7, A minor 7, there's B minor 7, C major 7. Now up here at D7, I'm starting to get pretty high. Like no tenor player would want me comping underneath them with this, at least for a prolonged period of time. They'd probably rather have me in the more meat and potatoes area. So we're up here at our D7, and now we're going to go back down, and we know that we need to play the 7th chord and the 6th chord in the scale lower down here. So I'll show you what that means here. So I'm D7, I'm going to work my way back down, C major 7, B minor 7, A minor 7, there's G major 7, F sharp half diminished, E minor 7, F sharp half diminished, back to G major 7. So all I did was take the chords where I technically could have played them way up there and then there, but those are crazy high. You wouldn't want to be comping for someone up way up here. So all you do is you go up until you get, I'd say, around the 12th and 15th fret in that little box, and then I'd start working my way back down, just because it's good practice to go halfway up and then have to backtrack once you get down to the root. And it's also just practical, because no one's going to want you to start comping way up here. So then the next set of chords we're going to learn is still drop 2s, but just like we did with the drop 3s in the previous 8 essential jazz guitar chords video, now we're going to learn them 5th and bass, because chords sound most stable when either the root or the 5th is in the bass. And to start with that, I'm going to say let's start with the friendly key of A flat. This is what our major 7 is going to look like. You can also do it with your ring finger there. I alternate which I use, but so there's A flat major 7. You're going to go to B flat minor 7, C minor 7. Now we're D flat major 7. Here's E flat dominant. Then we're going to keep going to F minor 7. When we get to G, we got that guy, and then we're back at A flat. Then we're going to work our way back down. So that's it in an A flat, and then just like we did in our E flat chord, or our root position chords in E flat, we can take it to a different key that causes us to have to backtrack down. And so getting into playing these chord shapes, just like I mentioned there, is going to be key to getting these comfortable. I like running them in scales before I work on applying them to other places, and then just keep trying to challenge yourself with that by, okay, I'm pretty comfortable in this key, let's try it in another one, and you'll be surprised which ones are difficult for you, and sometimes they're super easy. So that's kind of up to each player to decide and discover for themselves. But yeah, the next step after that would be applying them to tunes you're learning. So if you were working on, I don't know, let's say you're working on the sunny side of the street, maybe you start on that C major 7. There's E7. And just try to plug these in. And then as you keep going, you can try to mix these chords in with your wonderful drop 3s that you've been working on. So maybe wasn't necessarily the smoothest transition, but it's good to get comfortable flipping between both kind of ideas, just so that you have as many options at your disposal as possible. And you'll find quickly which ones you like the sound of and which ones you don't like the sound of. But yeah, that's about it for today. If you need the links to download these sheets, I'll have it linked in the description below. I've been Matt Francisini, helping you guys out with jazz guitar. If you like what you saw, please give it a like and a subscribe. I'm trying to keep some more of these beginner jazz lessons coming out, and I've got some fun videos planned for you. But yeah, if you had a good time, please like and subscribe, and if you feel like you want to maybe try taking a lesson or two with me, I'll have links to that below in the description as well. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.